What is up, guys? Welcome to the Curse My Melon YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be putting some valve springs into my G8. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get the camera turned around and show you what I'm working with. I'm already started doing some prep work. I also working on a few parts to come in. That'll only be seconds for you guys, but I got to wait a couple of days, unfortunately. So let me get the camera turned around, show you what I'm working on, and let's get into today's video. Yesterday, I went ahead and started taking off all the coil brackets and stuff off. And I did pull this valve cover yesterday. Matter of fact, I'll pull it for y'all guys right now so you can see what I saw yesterday. All right, so there go the valve cover, and this is inside of the 6 liter. Now, mind you guys, this is a L96 base 6 liter. So this came out of a 2015 2500 HD Silverado. This is an iron block 6.0 with literally LS3 style top end as far as heads and all that good stuff. So I'm waiting on the tool, hopefully UPS, FedEx. I don't know which one is gonna pick up the package, but we're waiting on that. So give me just a moment and I'll pick the camera back up once we get the tool in, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, so we are back working on the G8 today. So it's been about 2 weeks since you last seen me in the last clip. I was at the mercy of the UPS and FedEx driver. I mean, it's kind of something you have to deal with when you waiting on shipping. But however, we got all the parts we need in. We got the Michigan Motorsports valve spring kit in, and let me go over here and show you what we got. All right, so we got the Michigan Motorsports 660 springs with titanium retainers kit, and I mean these things are nice. Like I said, it comes with everything complete. New lock ring, valve locks, all that good stuff. New seals. And like I said, these titanium retainers, man, these things are baller. Not to mention, I am using a bore scope to basically put every cylinder on top dead center. This is my first time doing valve springs, and I kind of want to make sure that I'm doing it correct. Pretty much, I don't want anything to mess up. So pretty much, I'm putting every cylinder on top dead center and using compressed air to keep the valves up. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm using the bore scope to make sure every cylinder that I do touch is at top dead center before I put the compressed air to it. And I'm just checking on. Let me show you the progress of where I got so far. All right, so let's say using the bore scope, I'm on cylinder number 1. I already got the old valve springs pretty much off, going back with the new Michigan Motorsports. And like I said, these springs are dual valve springs. However, these are not 660s. I believe they could be 600s. That are a dual valve spring. I don't know where they got them. This is a steel retainer on top of these. And like I said, I don't know where, what brand these are or what exact spring rate, but I know they are not 660s. We found that on the dyno. So the plan is, it has brand new seals in it. Seals are not hurt. I've been debating on whether or not I'm gonna replace the seals or not. It's pretty much one of the cases of, while you're already in there, you could. However, I mean, this motor, these heads was, I mean, it had little to none run time on them, and just swapping the springs out can achieve the goal that I'm looking for. I checked the seals. Seals look good. Like I said, the seals don't even look like they've been ran hard. They really, I mean, these heads has low mileage on them. So I'm debating on whether or not I should pull the seals. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and chug along. My plan is today get the whole driver's side springs knocked out, and probably tomorrow, which you'll see in the next couple clips, I'll be doing the passenger side. So try to see if we can get this thing running. I gotta order alternator and new mouse sensor for this car, and then we're gonna try to crank it up, run it, put it on HP tuning, and see if we fix the problems that I was having on the dyno. So let me go ahead and get this valve spring, go ahead and get busy, and I'll turn the camera around when we get done doing the valve springs on the driver's side. So bear with me. Well, guys, I think I found out why we were losing the cylinder, and I think we hit a hard stop on the G8 right now. Let me get the camera turned around. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Moving along, as you could tell in the early clips, I was chugging along on the driver's side. Actually, I got everything back mounted back right. I got all the rocker arms on, and I got everything buttoned back up. Only thing I don't have is spark plugs in the motor and the coil packs on. And the reason for that is, while doing number 7 cylinder valve springs, as I put it on top dead center, put the compression tool in, filled it up with compressed air, air was coming out of the throttle body, guys. So somehow the compression is escaping out of cylinder 7 and entering into the intake manifold. So that explains why we were down on the power. The car felt like it was losing and dropping the cylinder. That was why. So, and this is the exact same heads off the old motor that has slightly damage on them, just ever so slightly, on the number 7 cylinder head. We cleaned it up, we polished it up a little bit the best we could, and everything checked out fine, but apparently it does not hold up to compression on number 7 cylinder. So what am I going to do now? I am going to do what I should have done, what I said I was going to do once I had this motor apart, which was I was going to get or buy new cylinder heads for this motor, and I did not. I actually traded the heads that came on the 6-liter that's in the car currently to Raleigh for some swap work later on down the road. As you know, we do have bigger plans for this car down the road, and I think now, since I have to go ahead and buy new heads for this car, because I mean I could swap in 1 cylinder head, but I don't know how much the other head been milled. That's was something that these heads were done prior, and if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. So I'm going to order brand new heads, swap over my Michigan Motorsports valve springs top end kit onto those, and resume where we're at. And that should put us where we need to be on a G8 build. So it's one thing after another, but these are the things that needs to happen if you're going to go racing, if you are going to do what you're going to do. I think while I have the car apart, yes, we're going to put valve springs in the new heads. We're going to get new heads. I am going to change the alternator out because we're having some issue with the MAVS sensor. And I think I'm going to go ahead and set this car up for a torque storm. I've been thinking about it. I've been going back and forth whether or not I'm going to do torque storm or LSA blower. And the way that the car is configured right now, 345 rear end gear, inch and 7/8 headers, it does need a converter. That is something I'm going to get also as well. I can convert this car over to a torque storm car very quickly, very fast, very efficient. I have everything there. I don't have to buy another water pump. I don't have to buy another balancer. I don't have to buy a couple other things to convert this over to an LSA car. I pretty much have everything I need to convert this thing over to a torque storm. So that is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna buy a torque storm blower kit and strap it on this thing, and we're gonna go 10s with this car. So the new goal for this car is to run 10s. So it sucks that we're back at this point where we have to pull the heads off this thing again, but we have to do what we have to do to get further on with our goals. So without further ado, that's going to conclude today's video until we get some parts. Now the next video you will see will be hopefully me getting some heads in, going over the heads, putting valve spring on. So I'm going to show me putting valve springs on the new heads. I got to get a new alternator for this thing, LC Deco. Cannot put anything else aftermarket on these cars. They do not like them that well. And then we're going to look into getting a torque storm kit. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in today's video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all guys on the next one. Oh man, that sucks, man, but see y'all guys.